Welcome to Tea Time with Lorna. So today I'm in Stratford with a new author. Well, actually he's not a new author, but he wrote a book that is geared towards children. It's actually a colouring book, and I'm very excited to meet him, and his name is Harry Bell. Now, what have I been doing this week? Oh my goodness, my week was wild, crazy. I hung out with friends, we drank a lot of tea. That is my usual thing to do during the week. Did I try any new teas this week? I don't think so, but that doesn't mean I'm not ready to try new teas. I always am. Anyway, so welcome to Tea Time with Lorna. So, hi.
How are you?
Thank you for agreeing to be on my show.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for agreeing to be on my show. So, Harry, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, my name is Harry Bell. I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm 33 years old. I created Color of Positive Thought, a coloring book geared to help kids see past negative insight, negative views, and look at it in a positive way.
Okay, so this is the book you're talking about, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so tell me, what inspired you to start this coloring book?
Well, a few things inspired me. When I was young, I grew up in a rough household and a rough neighborhood.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I always used to sketch and write quotes to just escape some of the madness that I was going through inside and outside. So it comforts me to write positive things because I was surrounded by so much negativity.
Okay.
But
tell me first about the book before we delve into your childhood. Tell me about the book. I mean, how long has the book been around? When did you start the book? What year was that?
Oh, well, the quotes was, again, from my childhood, but it was brought back to life when my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes about 4 years ago.
Okay.
See, what happened was when my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, we had to stay in the hospital for about a week or so.
Okay.
And during that time, my son was feeling negative about his condition and the newfound illness that he was encountered with. So I knew my son loved the color. And so what I wanted to do, I wanted to go look for my son a coloring book, but I didn't want any type of coloring book.
Okay.
I wanted something that hit 3 points: fun, educational, and uplifting.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything.
Okay. First, I don't mean to cut you because that's
Yes.
a fascinating story, but tell me, what type of tea did you decide to drink today?
This is a herbal cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you choose this? Is it one of the owner's favorite? Did she recommend it?
Nah, I'm a cinnamon type of guy. I love
okay.
cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided to get cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll enjoy our tea and chat. So your son ends up having type 1 diabetes. That must have been really hard.
Yes. I'm not just him, but myself.
Okay.
Because it's hard to find out that, and that's my first kid.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm his superhero, but he's my superhero. To find out your superhero is gonna be faced with a lifetime illness,
Okay.
it was like heart crushing.
Okay. And tell me, how old is he now, and how is he doing now?
13. He's 13 years old now.
Okay.
And God is good because, like I said, about 4 years ago he was diagnosed with it, and he never really had no major issues during this 4-year period that he had this disease. And he's doing real good. He's actually on a pump. It's like a pod that he it sticks to his body,
Okay.
and then injects insulin throughout the day for him, and that
Okay.
was
And
one
that
of the
regulates
best. I love that.
Okay. So you couldn't find any books for him to use. So you basically drew this yourself? How did that
What happened was I went back to my sketches. I went back to my sketches when I was young, and I had about 12 sketches when I was young.
Okay.
And I had my friend, who's actually a graphic designer,
Okay.
look at them. And I said, wait, I think I got something. He said, you have something here. He said, I can fix these up for you and create your own book for your son.
Oh.
Yeah, so what happened was my friend took my sketches, and about a month later he comes back with these great my sketches, but he enhanced them, empowered them.
Okay.
And I put it together as a book with my son's face on the cover.
Okay.
And I put my son's face on the cover, And my son could not put that book down. He probably colored and ripped every page in the book, but he was so proud that I did something like that for him.
Okay.
He couldn't put it down.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. Now, what was the procedure that it took it from a coloring book for just your child to where it is today? I mean, because my understanding is that now they have this book in the schools.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
What happened was, funny story. What happened was my son was, I got a call from my son teacher. And remind you, back then my son was a little, he was going through a little phase because he was hit with this illness, with this illness. So he was acting up a little here and there in school. So I get a call from my son's teacher, and she said, "Mr. Bell, can you come up to the school and talk to me?" I said to myself, "What did my son do now?" She said, "Oh no, your son ain't do nothing. He's been actually real well. He's been doing very good." So I go up there, and the teacher say, "Your son tells me that you created this book."
Okay.
And I'm telling your son now, this is the teacher saying to me that she's telling my son that this is something that Scholastic with me. And I said, "Nah, I created that for my son." And she said, "Come on." She said, then she went on saying that how she think this is a good tool for kids. So she said to me, "Can I supply all her kids with a book and talk about the pages in the book?"
Okay.
I did that. A week later, I don't know what happened. I get a call from local media, and then ever since that, it just snowballed.
So now this book is in how many schools in Bridgeport? Tell me that.
Well, I actually sold over 15,000 books today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and this book has been adopted to the Bridgeport school system. So every kid in Bridgeport Public Schools have this book from grade 1 through 4, and it's actually in Africa, Virginia, things like that as well.
Wait, the book is in Virginia?
Schools in Virginia and Africa.
How
Yes.
did it get to Africa? I don't know. I should have asked how did it get to Virginia, but how does it get from a guy in Bridgeport? How does this get there? How did this get there?
I actually did work with a young lady who you are familiar with. She's a beauty queen winner. Her name is Shaquanda Stevenson.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what happened is,
Yes. How do you know her?
she's actually, yeah. I do a lot of events, free events in my neighborhood, from learning events, community events, and I actually had her come help me with an event to crown some young queens to be beauty queens.
From her program, I had her on my show a couple of weeks ago.
Definitely. So we
You knew this? Did you know this?
No, I didn't know that until I did some research on you, and I seen the picture of her at your show on your Facebook page.
Okay.
So she, ever since we connected once with an event for kids, we just stayed in contact. She see what I'm doing. She loved what I'm doing, and she has some connects in Africa.
Yes, she does.
And she was saying that there was someone who was building a school out there that wanted to use my books, and she was like, "Can you somehow find a way to get them books down there, because they want to use your book for a few schools that they are building in Africa," and that's how it connected.
That is amazing. That's amazing. Yes, she was a guest on my show. I think at this point, maybe a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I don't know exactly. But she was a guest on my show. She's lovely. We've been friends for a few years now.
Yes.
Coincidentally, we actually met in Arizona.
Wow.
Yes.
She gets around.
Yeah, we were both on a trip in Arizona, and that's actually how we met. She's lovely. I love that crown.
Yes.
That crown of hers is fantastic.
I did an event, and I had her crown some little girls in the urban community, low-income community, and some of these girls that she crowned had low self-esteem issues. But when she did her thing with them girls and put that crown on them, she changed the attitude of them little girls. And I give her a bunch of respect. And that's what Color Positive Thought is all about.
Yes.
It's turning negative situation into positive. And that's what she did by crowning them girls, them young ladies who thought they was unpretty.
That's pretty amazing that you know her and that I know her. So how did you go from this, and now I know you have the Spanish version as well? Are you getting help with publishing? How is that happening? Is there any funding? How are you managing to do this?
Well, things are slowly starting to gradually pick up with sponsorship and stuff like that, but I started this by myself.
Of course.
I actually published it through my own company.
Okay.
Color Positive Thought started out with a coloring book. Now Color Positive Thought is a brand. So it's Color Positive Thought LLC. I have a Color Positive Thought mentoring program. I have a Color Positive Thought activity event program that I do for unprivileged youth and things like that.
Okay.
So it started with me just
And your son.
and my son and me just putting some pages together, putting the book together, using local connection as a tech, one of the schools, to put the book together for me, and me start distributing it.
You know what? This is amazing. This is amazing. This is really quite amazing. So tell me, what is the second book about? Is it the same? Is it different? What's the difference between the two?
Different quotes, but same concept.
Okay.
And basically what I use is things that I see kids face with every day. I work in the school system. I'm a SRO for Bridgeport Public Schools. So I am on the front line of what these children are dealing with face to face. And I couldn't just sit back and not do nothing. So what I wanted to do is be encouragement to them, because I am them. I come from the same background as them. I come from the same living environment as them. So, and I made it. I made it through that. So I would like to help the next person coming up to help them make it through some of the negative challenges that they will be faced with.
Wow, this is really impressive. So, tell me a little bit about what you did face growing up. What did you face growing up? What were those challenges? Because clearly they made a huge impact on you for you to be able to have turned your life around, to go from whatever that issue was to the person that's now inspiring others. Tell me a little bit about your background. Where did this all come from? And what was that seed? What was that seed that sprung in you, that changed you, that helped you be the person you are today?
I think the feeling.
That's a lot, right?
I think the feeling.
Okay.
I think the feeling of feeling unwanted, feeling like I didn't want to be here, feeling like no one cared, I wasn't loved, made me want to do something to help the next person that's feeling that way, or maybe worse, because I know that feeling, I can adapt to that feeling. It felt like as a kid when I grew up, my life started off crazy. I was left in Bridgeport Public Hospital by my mom, who was addicted to drugs. So she left me in the hospital at birth. I was left in the hospital about a good 2 weeks until my aunt came to pick me up. My aunt had 2 kids of her own. So as I grew up, I called my aunt Mom, but I always knew that something wasn't right. So it was mainly a mental thing. It was like I knew she loved me, but in my mind, I would say, like, for instance, my older brother would be able to do something, ask for something, and he'd get it. I asked for something, I couldn't get it. Not seeing that it was an age difference, I just thought in my mind, she said no to me because that wasn't my mother. So it was more so of a mental thing of me feeling not wanted, or the black sheep. And I said to myself, I would never want to wish that burden on any child. So Color Positive Thought sparked as a kid, and now it's just flourishing.
You know what? You're going to have me in tears in about 2 seconds. So let's take this to a lighter note, because I don't want to cry on camera.
Yeah.
So let's make this...
You asked.
I know. So we're going to make this a little lighter for a minute. And when I say lighter, I mean, I heard you just ran for public office.
Yes.
So I don't know that that's lighter, but it's different.
Yeah.
What inspired you to run for... I mean, like, are you crazy? These are crazy times. Why would you run for public office? What is this about?
Because...
You can't take over the world. That's my job. Sorry. Go ahead. Tell me.
Yes, I did run for public office last Tuesday, the 6th, March 6th, and I won.
Just the other day?
Yeah, I won.
And you won. Oh my goodness.
I won with history single votes as well.
Tell me, what was that? first of all, why did you decide to run? What would make a sane person? Because I'm assuming you're sane.
Yes.
What would make a sane person want to run for public office? Why? Okay, sorry. Go ahead, please.
I've been hearing, because like I said, I've been in the community, doing things in the community, unrelated to politics for the last 4 years.
Okay.
I was always asked why I should run, and I said to myself, I didn't want to run. I didn't run. But I'm looking at it like this: the things that need to be said at these political tables is things that I'm faced with every day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I look at it like this: there's a lot of people that's in politics that was come from where I come from, but they haven't been there in so long. So once you get out of touch with something for a long time, you can't really understand what's going on.
Okay.
So I said to myself, why not use my voice and what I see, because I'm in the middle of it, to bring to the table, other than letting someone hear what I have to say and they close the door and then they have a meeting.
But also, what I like about that is the great value. You've made an excellent point, which is you know what's going on at the community, the local community level, because that's where you live.
Yes.
Versus someone who may have started that way, but now they have moved up.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that, because we all want to achieve.
Yes.
But you don't know what's going on right down at the community level, because you're not there anymore.
Definitely.
It doesn't mean that their values have changed.
Yes.
It just means that they're not there anymore, so they're not seeing it for themselves. I completely understand.
Yes.
And while they may continue to advocate for the little person, let's call it that, they still don't know what's going on. And if people are not speaking up on their needs and what they want, then that person can't speak for them or represent. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
And that's the reason why I put my hat in.
Wow, congratulations. So what am I supposed to call you? Mr.
Nah, you can. Yeah. I'm a town committee man.
You're a town.
Yeah, it's the next step up from councilman.
Okay, so what does that mean? Do you have to go to meetings?
Yeah.
Can you vote?
Yeah.
Can you vote? What can you vote on? Can I? Oh.
The next senator, the next state rep.
Okay.
My voices will be heard in Washington D.C. at these conventions and all that things to that nature.
Wait, is this a paid thing, or is it?
The next step is paid.
Okay.
This is the beginning step.
Okay, so what district are you involved with? What district? Is it district?
Yes.
Okay, tell me the district.
135th.
Okay.
That is on the north end of Bridgeport.
So what is the north end?
I'm not sure if you're familiar. That's like Old Town Road, Trumbull Garden Housing Project, Stone Ridge Co-ops, Chopsy Hill Road, Sylvan Ave, all them streets over there, Otegra, things like that. Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Does that come all the way to Main Street, or is that too far?
It stops over there by Beachmont.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is pretty amazing. Did you ever see yourself in this type of position?
Not at all. Not at all. And the craziest thing, I walk blind. You know, I'm being led by a higher power.
Well, I hear that. I think that's pretty amazing. So what do you hope to accomplish in that new position?
Changes.
Okay.
And in the community, more activities in the community, better learning environments.
Okay.
But more so, I want them and above. But the reason why I do things, and people look at me crazy when I say things like this, I do things to be an example.
Okay.
To be for people that came up like me or worse, to let them know that if Harry Bell could do it, they can do it. My blessing may not come from this, or may not even come when I'm no longer on this earth. It may, and I look at it like this: maybe when I'm not here, someone can say, that's in a high position in Congress, say the only reason why I ran is because of Harry Bell, and that's the type of fortune I want from this, to expire.
Well, We may be changing the subject again if you make me cry. Seriously. I am really impressed. I'm really impressed. I know your son should be very proud of you. This is a great legacy to leave a young man, to see what his father is doing and to know that he can do it too. He has a choice and he can do something like that. You know, even if it's just running for school president or class president, you know, that's how these little things grow. We start a seed, we plant a seed and we watch it grow and we water it and we just hope for the best. That's all we can do. I am very impressed. So do you have weekly meetings to go to with it?
We just had a meeting.
Excuse me.
We just had a meeting yesterday.
Okay.
So I think every 2 weeks we sit down and we brainstorm on what's going on, what problems we want to tackle, things to that nature. So like probably twice a week twice every 2 weeks we have a meeting.
Okay. So if people have a complaint, can they reach out to you? Is that how they work?
Yes, we doing a media page.
Okay.
So complaints and things that we are doing, events that we doing in that 135th district. If you want a question for that council person in that district, you can all go to that page and write on that page, and that page will be looked at, and we'll tackle some of the things that come from that page, expire from that page.
The page will be a
Facebook page.
Yeah, just for your district, or is this the town of Bridgeport and then each district?
The district.
So just your district.
Just the 135th district.
Oh, okay. So what about the other districts? What's happening with them? Do they not get a page?
Yes, but that's up to that district team to do it. It's 9 districts, 135th, 136, 137, and you have a lead. And our lead for the 135th district is Sheriff Stephen Nelson, retired police officer. Now he is the district leader of the 135th.
Okay. And so you'll have the page, and then with that page, you'll be able to
voice your concerns.
So basically, everyone has to find out who's in charge of their district, where they live.
Yes, I encourage people to know who represent their voice.
Okay.
Because they need to talk to them before they go in that meeting and close the door.
Okay.
They need
That's how things get done.
That's how things get done. Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's really, really impressive. That's really impressive. What's on the agenda for the book? Is there going to be a 3?
Yes, I'm actually doing right now. My book has grown so much that I actually have a manager now.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a manager now, and right now we are working on, because this book initially had 12 pages, but I'm adding 4 more pages to the book, and I'm adding 2 more books. So you'll have book 1, book 2, book 3, and a bonus book. And I'm not going to tell you the bonus, so I'll come on your show again with all 4 of them.
Okay. Well, there's a teaser. So you'll have books 3 and 4 is what you're saying.
1, 2, 3, and a bonus one.
This is 1 and 2.
1 and 2. I have another 3.
Okay.
And I have another bonus book as well.
Okay.
And these books will have additional 4 more pages.
Oh, all of them will have additional.
Yeah, so it's going to be, because right now it's 12.
Okay.
I'm going to add 16. It's going to be 16.
Okay. So when will all the new books be out?
I'm saying in about May or
this year?
Yes, this year.
How did you get the publisher? Because I assume at this point you have a publisher that's publishing the books, right?
Yeah, I published it myself. I just go through. See, what I did was I try to use things that I was access to, that was right, maybe a skip, hop, jump away. Okay. I'm not sure if you're familiar with our high schools in Bridgeport. We have Central, Bassick, Hardin, and we have Tech.
Yes.
Tech is a school that actually does printing.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely. So what I did was I use a in-house facility to print the book, and I just paid them.
Oh.
So basically, kids are creating the book.
Well, they're helping
Students are helping to print it. Yeah.
Well, that makes it even cuter, if that's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Neighborhood kids.
So that, and then they all get to see the book, and they all see what they've done as
Yes.
part of this process.
Yes.
And that helps them also learn. And this is a great opportunity for a career.
Yes.
Well, here's a little teaser for you. How about a coloring book about careers?
My mind works every minute. So that right there is a teaser, and that right there I'm going to keep in the back of my mind.
You can use it. It's
Definitely.
So that's all we have time for today. This has been Tea Time with Lorna, but we have learned all about how to develop a color positive book. I think it's amazing. I'm very excited for the next 2 books to come out. I think that's going to be great. We drank some lovely tea and we had a great time. So next week, join me, and my guest will be hopefully this dancer. And I feel like I talk about every week. Hopefully she'll teach me some pirouettes. Not how to do the splits, because that's never going to happen. But hopefully she'll be here next week. Thanks for tuning in to Tea Time with Lorna. See you next week. Subscribe below if you're interested. Sure. Have a great day. Bye.